Welcome back to the Fish Files, subscribers and people who are about to subscribe. I am going to be talking about aquarium sharks today. We're going to go over 5 different related species. They're all in the same family that has nothing to do with sharks, except that they have a body shape like a shark and they have a shifty, quick swimming behavior like you might associate with most sharks. Unlike sharks in the ocean, freshwater aquarium sharks have a very benign nature. They're not predators. They're great scavengers. They're peaceful, beautiful community fish. Now it's important to remember that these are all the Asian sharks we've been presented. So I want to show a family of sharks that had similar water parameter and feeding requirements. So they all need something around, they're all good at 7.0 water. So if you get something from low pH to very low alkaline, they should be fine. So nothing high like in the 8s. They won't do well there. They'll probably fade away on you. That's pH. They handle a wide range of hard water characteristics, so don't worry about getting it just the right KH balance. They're very tolerant of temperatures between 72 to 85. The other fish that we're going to talk about, the other sharks from Africa and from South America on an episode coming up, those need a little tighter characteristics, a little cleaner water, lower pH. In case of the African, a little higher pH. So we'll talk about sharks from those regions of the world on our next upcoming episode. But yeah, this is the Southeast Asian sharks, and actually they're the ones that are most prolific in our hobby. All that aside, let's talk about one of the most popular and a little on the expensive side sharks, and that's the Roseline Shark, or the Denison Barb, named after the discoverer's friend. The discoverer was Francis Day. He was His Majesty's head of fisheries in India. And in that capacity, he found quite a few new species. And one of them was the Denison Barb, which he named after his friend Denison, who didn't discover it. Francis Day made this fish known, but wasn't known in the aquarium hobby until the 1980s. By the 1990s, it was the #1 exported fish from India. And it did whopping $1.7 million in sales. So that's how big our trade is. The #1 fish export from India is 1.7 million in sales. That's the Denison Barb you see pictured here. They get up to 6 inches. They are a schooling fish, and so they will pack swim in a nice tight pack. But they're also not, because of their size and hardiness, you can have just 1 or 2 by themselves, and they'll be fine. They're not like neon tetras and some of the smaller schooling fish that get too stressed when they're alone. These guys are pretty tough, singly or in a group, but they're best in a pack of 6 or 8. In the aquarium, though, you had to have a pretty big aquarium to handle 6 or 8 of these guys. Typically, you'll buy them at 2 inches, but within a year, they'll be 4 to 5 inches. Just be aware of that. Beautiful coloration. As they get older, the colors get even more striking, with the yellows and reds really coming out on this fish. They'll eat pretty much anything. They're not really algae eaters, though. They're not the greatest scavengers like some of the other sharks I'm going to be showing you, but they are very adaptable to flake, pellet food. They'll leave most of the other fish alone. I just watched just the smallest rasboras and maybe the smallest fancy shrimp. That might be a little too enticing for them. If you look up this fish in Wikipedia, you're going to get thrown off about its endangered status. It's very prolific and tank raised in the aquarium trade. It's not caught in the wild, it's tank raised. It was exported for a short period of time from the Ghat Mountains in India in the 90s, but since then it's all been in from tanks in Thailand and Singapore. So there's no relevance to any endangered status between the Roseline Shark and the Ghat region of India. And it drives me crazy because our industry is one of those industries that preserve these fish for the future. And you know, Wikipedia, you have these anyone can put stuff in Wikipedia. You can put stuff in Wikipedia. I want to go in there and do some corrections on it, because the loss of habitat has been horrific in India, and that is the cause of the loss of this fish in the wild. It's not, yes, the aquarium trade took a dent in the 1990s, but that's, since then, it's all been tank raised, got nothing to do with their endangered status. In fact, we're preserving this fish. So, yeah, that stuff drives me nuts. So, anyways, I hope that you all give this fish a try if you have a tank enough for it, though. If you don't have a 30-gallon tank or better, probably not the best suited fish for that tank. But it's worth it. 55-gallon tank's perfect. All right, let's talk about the Bala Shark now, also called the silver shark. It's probably of the shark family, the one that looks closest like a true shark. It has a silver body with black tips, and it grows to about 12 inches in size. Used as a food source in Thailand, it's become more and more endangered there as the lakes get polluted. So there's not many places left for wild fish to thrive anymore in Thailand. So it's not exported as a wild fish as it once was a couple decades ago. But it did become an aquarium trade favorite because it breeds so easily. And when it's young, it's very flashy, very fun to have in the fish tank. No color, just silver. But it does grow to 10, even in the fish tank, it'll grow up to 10 inches. So just be aware of that. It may outgrow your fish tank. There's always someone with a big fish tank that wants a nice, peaceful, schooling fish. This is perfect for those guys that have big tanks with big cichlids, but they don't want another big cichlid. They want like 3 or 4 schooling fish. You know, the large 6-inch Denison Barbs or 10-inch Bala Sharks, those are perfect. So there's always a place to go if you have fish that start to outgrow your fish tank. Or take it to the pet store. They'll find someone to adopt it. So that you won't get any credit for it. Don't think you're going to grow out a fish and get a lot of credit for it, though. They're not worth that much when they're 10 inches. In fact, they're a pain in the foot. All right, so these guys were, Bala is short for the scientific name, Bala Leorchialis. That is the long name, but it's much easier to say Bala. But you could say I went to the pet store and bought 3 or 4 Bala Leorchialis if you want, but Bala Leorchialis. Okay, so next one. Now, I want to go into the rainbow and redtail sharks because those are also right with, I mean, all 3 of these fish I'm talking about are 5 fish, but there's only 3 species. 4 species. All 4 species I'm talking about are very, very popular in the aquarium trade. Because of the price point, probably Denisoni is the least popular of that group. But now we're talking about rainbow sharks and albino rainbow sharks. These are prolific, and you can probably find them in every pet store, even Petco and PetSmart. One of the reasons you'll find them in Petco and PetSmart is because this is the parent fish of GloFish. So the glow shark, no matter whether it's a green glow or purple glow or orange glow shark, I think those are the only 3 colors that they've genetically modified, those phytoplankton. These are the parent. This is the parent. Now the rainbow shark, the first natural variation of the rainbow shark was the albino rainbow shark. So before there were glowfish, there were albino rainbow glow sharks. So these guys are the predecessor. Then they took these albino rainbow sharks, spliced them to create the glow sharks that you'll see in Petco and PetSmart and other stores and in my warehouse because I have to keep them. But that's not, we've already talked about glowfish. That's not part of today's discussion. We're just presenting sharks, aquarium sharks. And the rainbow sharks, both the standard rainbow shark and its albino cousin, have a nice slim body like a shark with red fins. All its fins are red. We're going to just shortly introduce the Redtail Shark. These two get mixed up quite a bit in the pet store. The main difference is look for the red fins. The tails are both red, but the fins on the Redtail Shark, only the caudal fin, the tail fin, is red. The ventral fins and the dorsal fins on the rainbow sharks are also red. So that's the difference. Behavior-wise, you guys can note in the comment section comment section what differences you've seen. I have not seen any differences in behavior between the two fish. They're both very good scavengers, not really algae eaters, but good scavengers. They both adapt well to flake food and pellet food. They both do well with other fish. Sometimes they can be a little chasey around other fish that are in their feeding zones, but I don't see them ever nipping. So I have heard redtail sharks can be a little more aggressive. I have not witnessed it. Curious to see if you guys have seen any differences between the two variations, albino and regular rainbow sharks, and the redtail shark. These guys grow to 6 inches, so they will get pretty big in the aquarium. Takes them year and a half to get there, but they'll get there because they're also quite hardy. So they should live a long time for you. The planted aquariums are nice, but when they do get big and they're foraging, they'll tend to dig up some of the less well-rooted plants. Other than that, they're really good community fish for a medium to large aquarium. All right, well, this is a little disappointing in regards to what I had in the warehouse to show you guys. The redtail shark is really an outstanding looking shark in the aquarium. It has a deep black body with a bright red tail. When it's a juvenile, it's hard to really anticipate those features. You kind of got a wash out orangish red tail and a light grayish body. So it takes a while. It gets at 3 inches, this is going to be a very pretty fish. But at 1 1/4 inches to 1 1/2 inches, this size, it's not so outstanding. I went ahead and kept a couple redtail sharks in there. Yeah, obviously I have redtail sharks in there because I'm showing redtail sharks. I kept a couple rainbow sharks in there, and the rainbow sharks are just so you can contrast. I wish they were all the same size, but that's just the way the warehouse was this episode. But you can really see how closely they are in appearance, and also what the difference is, which is the red fins. And but when you're in a pet store and you just want a shark, I don't think you're going to care that much one way or the other. I personally don't have a preference between the two. I think they both look nice. The body, as they get older, all the red comes out more and more on the fins, but the body, the dark deep black color, only comes out on the redtail shark. It gets more like a dark gray on the rainbow sharks. That's the primary difference as they age. And they do get a little pushy as they age. Not like Chinese algae eaters, but they get a little pushy. Yeah, that's our Asian aquarium shark family that you'll find in most pet stores. None of these are rare. All of these are easy to breed and readily available every week from wholesalers like myself. So if you don't see them in your local store, you can go to aquariumfish.com or one of those other reputable online stores. Personally, I don't like the eBay, Amazon routes for species, but a full-on online aquarium store if you can't find them in the local store. But since this is one that most wholesalers have, you can also ask the pet store to get them on its next delivery, and me or someone else will ship them to them. So yeah, that's the sharks. Is there some slogan for sharks? That's a shark in that now. That's the sharks. Sorry I didn't say any jokes or anything on this, or you should be thankful. Just, I don't know if you know this, Heiko Blair, our last great ichthyologist in the world, passed away this month. So, goodbye Heiko. He was amazing. I did some really cool exploration with the guy. He was on a show once. If you want to see Heiko and hear him talk about the discovery and publication of species, you can refer to one of our older episodes. And yeah, so Heiko Blair, may he rest in peace. But it's made this whole presentation a little more sedate. Sorry about that. Next time it'll be, I'll have some jokes. In fact, I'll tell twice as many. Now, I hope that you like these sharks, and that if you do have an aquarium, you'll give a couple of them a try. You don't need to get a school of them unless you're looking at the Denisoni's. If you don't have an aquarium, please get an aquarium. And if you want to help us out and help us spread the word of the amazing world of aquariums, please like and subscribe to the channel. Producer, do I just put, okay, like and subscribe to the, here? There, stop it. Okay, so yeah, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.